So, I have a confession to make. I'm not in control of my characters. Like, my characters are those rowdy kids who throw the party when I'm not home, and then I come home and I have to kind of clean up after it. But I want to be cool, so I let them think that I didn't really mind that they threw the party in my house.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
I am not in control of my characters. I don't always understand them fully. I can't really predict what they're going to do. I spend most of my first drafts kind of like throw situations at them and then see what they do with it. I cannot get all the way around them in those first drafts. I can't see all sides. They spend the entire first drafts of my book surprising me, mostly because I try to do outlines and I try to do cards and I try to assemble little profiles and do those online surveys for them and figure out exactly what their favorite color is and what they would say when I ask them a specific question, but I can't do it. Their characters are very mysterious for me, my own especially. I think that I am just finishing up edits on the Near Witch, and I'm still kind of getting to know the last details of my characters. It's better now. I feel like over the course of edits and writing, let's say I went through 12 versions between first draft and final edits, I have gotten to know them over those drafts, but I never start a book fully knowing my characters, the way that I know some of my plot, or the way that I know my setting, or the way that I know the primary conflict. Characters are far more mysterious to me. They're muddled in the beginning. They're either muddled or they're too clear, meaning they're too simplistic, or I just don't get to kind of know them at all. They test me. I don't feel like I ever know or I understand them. So sometimes what I do try and do is, and it's the thing, of course, that makes writers look crazy, is I try and strike up a conversation with them, much less that interview style that you find on those online surveys, and more of a situational thing. Sometimes when I'm working out or swimming, I will ask a specific character, questions, and just kind of see, not questions that are even relevant to the story, just small questions to try and, pull out their personality a little bit. It's like being a psychiatrist or a psychologist for a really, really difficult patient, one that doesn't want to open up to you. My characters, for some reason, never want to open up to me. They're really, really reserved and really quiet when it comes to asking them questions, so I kind of just have to let them go with it for a little while, generally for an entire first draft, and see what they do. And then that kind of deduce their personality from their actions, and I work backwards from there. So I am not in control of my characters. The idea is that by the end of the editing, I know them really well, but first drafts, when I first start, characters are probably the thing in my book I understand least. That's not to say that I value them least. Characters are obviously one of the most important parts in the book. They're a driving force, but I don't necessarily understand them. It is a surprise for me as much as it would be for the readers in the first draft.